Let's talk a little bit about RV selection. There's the big ones, right? First one is cost. You're only going to be able to afford what you can afford, so that kind of tops you off at the top end of it. So your second thing you have to consider when buying an RV is how heavy is the thing. Now, my particular truck I have now is a diesel dually, so it's 20,000 pounds off the bumper. If I go with gooseneck hitch or fifth wheel hitch in the bed, it's like 31,000 pounds. So this thing can pull a lot. And my little R-Pod, it's only 3,300 pounds. For the first 4 years of my R-Pod, I pulled it with a 2002 Toyota 4Runner. It had a 5,000 pound towing capacity. So it was well within my Toyota capacity to pull that little R-Pod. That's going to be your second thing you have to consider when you're buying a travel trailer. A third thing you have to consider is what are you going to use the thing for? Are you going to be living in full time or just doing little weekend trips? And that's going to factor in on what you are wanting for a travel trailer. Are you looking for a fifth wheel or are you looking for a little travel trailer like I've got right now? I'm looking for something probably intermediate, maybe all the way up to fifth wheel. This big truck I have now gives me that option, but it also gives me a third choice, and that's a truck camper that sits into the bed, but I can do that with this big truck. Now what I want to talk about though is the total length you got to deal with. This truck I have now is 22 feet long, and my R-Pod's only 20 feet, so I have a combined length of only 42 feet combined. Not a 42 foot long travel trailer or fifth wheel, but my combined vehicle, tow vehicle, and the trailer is 42 feet. My 4Runner, I was 16 feet long with the 4Runner and 20 feet for the R-Pod, so a total of only 36 feet long. So you're asking yourself, Will, what are you getting at here? I'm looking for a travel trailer or fifth wheel. Where are you going? It's the length. That's really what I'm kind of get to here. That length of your vehicle and your travel trailer or fifth wheel plays a big factor. And I want to show you in some of the video I've got of me pulling in and out of 3 different gas stations in the little town of Rockville. Now I did that early on Sunday morning, so there wasn't hardly any traffic around. So it's really easy for me to get in and out of those gas stations. But that's something you have to consider when you're buying your travel trailer or your fifth wheel, is how hard is it going to be for you to get in and out of gas stations. Little gas stations aren't too bad if you have a little travel trailer, but if you have a big travel trailer, a big fifth wheel, getting in and out of those gas stations is going to be really difficult. In Yellowstone, those RV campgrounds, a lot of them are posted as for combined vehicle length, both the tow vehicle and your fifth wheel or travel trailer. That combined has to be less than 40 feet. So with this truck and my R-Pod, I'm actually 2 feet over, and my R-Pod's tiny. The thing you have to take into consideration is the fact that a lot of these national parks were built by the CCC. That's a Google lookup for you. You go figure that one out. But yeah, you're really going to be limited if you get a very large, very long travel trailer. It's just, there's no place to put the thing. Final thoughts. When you get that really long, heavy fifth wheel or travel trailer, it'll have everything you're looking for, no doubt. It's got lots of features. When you get to those bigger travel trailers and fifth wheels, you've got to get a bigger vehicle. Like this big diesel dually I've got. This is a beast. And at this video here at the end, you can just see how big this thing is when you're just trying to park in a parking lot at a big box store. I take up 1 1/4 of a parking stall. It's just too long. It's an 8-foot bed, big cab. It's just a big truck. And when you get that big travel trailer or fifth wheel, you need a bigger vehicle to pull that big trailer. So think maybe a little smaller, and you might be a little happier and you can get to go to more places. And in the end, if you decide to get a big truck, diesel, a little bit harder to find diesel sometimes. This big truck, big diesel tank. So it takes a lot of diesel to fill it up. And I hate watching that price meter just keep rolling and rolling. On the other side though, you do get better fuel efficiency than a gas truck. But diesel tends to cost about 20% more per gallon, so unless I get 20% more efficiency with the diesel truck, fuel's gonna break even. So I finally clicked off 30 gallons. Just over almost 31 gallons, $2.93 a gallon, $90 to fill it up. That hurts the wallet. I do go a long ways before I have to fill it up. I get about 18 miles per gallon without the tow, but when I'm towing, I'm getting about 13 miles per gallon. But it is a big diesel truck, and it goes a long way. 30 gallons, $90. is the other problem with diesel trucks. DEF. Diesel exhaust fluid. Smells like cat piss, by the way. Diesel exhaust fluid is only 1/3 urea, 2/3 water. So you're just short of peeing in your truck. It takes a while to put it in. First gas station. Just so happens when I was filming this, there was a fuel truck there filling up and it was blocking part of the gas lanes, but that's okay. This particular gas station has a separate diesel island. In the past, this gas station was much tighter and harder to get in and out of, but they've expanded, so it's much more convenient to get around it. In fact, you get to go around the backside through the alley to exit this gas station from the diesel station. It was really convenient. But if you can see the issue if you had them even longer, so my R-Pod's 20 feet long, so try to visualize if you had a 40-foot long travel trailer, you would be sticking pretty far back, potentially blocking the entrance of the gas station. Not by much, but it would be a little bit. And then you have to circle the gas station through what used to be a really heavy potholed alley, but they've made it much more easier to drive around the backside of this gas station. Second gas station, Casey's. If I'm right, this was built this way. I don't think they've had to do any expansions on this one. But the diesel pump's all the way to the far right side. So I have to pull all the way through to get to the diesel pump. And there is a silver vehicle on the right side of the building. That's where the air pump is. So if I needed to get air, this is not really an option to try and go to this gas station to get air. There's no real good way to get over there to it without blocking all sorts of traffic and the vehicles that are parked there, unless they happen to be the workers. But otherwise, it's got wide entrances for both sides of the station. But like I said, we gotta remember, this is the small town of Rockville, 3 different gas stations, and I did it early on a Sunday morning, so there's no traffic for me to really worry about. It does give for a good reason for why you should have your own air compressor, though. There's just no way you could be able to press up your tires from this gas station. There's no way to get over to it. Not any convenient way. Last gas station, there just happens to be 2 trucks here pulling their travel trailers. This one, if I'm right, the diesel pump is only at the far end. I don't believe the other pumps have diesel. So it's not too bad to get around, but it's a bit of a sharp turn there to get to this diesel pump. Otherwise, it's pretty easy getting out of this gas station. Now, this gas station has also expanded quite a bit to improve its accessibility for larger vehicles. There's been a gas station here for like, I don't know, 50, 60 years. It's just changed and rebuilt over the time. The entrance and exit's not too bad, but if you can see, try to imagine doubling that 20-foot R-Pod if it was 40-foot long, making this hard left-hand turn. You might still be in the intersection if you had to deal with a lot of traffic trying to make that left-hand turn. You might be blocking part of the traffic while you're waiting to make the left-hand turn if there's a lot of traffic on that road trying to get through the intersection as well. But otherwise, it's got a pretty large entrance and exit, not too bad to get in and out. But just something to consider with a much larger trailer of how you're going to get in and out of gas stations. And then finally, this is a big truck, 8-foot bed, large cab. And my mirrors aren't in a fully extended trailer mode, they're just regular length right now. But I extend all the way into another parking stall, and even with my doors open, I'm banging into other vehicles if I was in a tight spot. Just food for thought. If you get a bigger trailer, heavier trailer, you need a bigger truck. Well, now you gotta find a place to park not only the trailer, but where you park your truck Hey, look, I found DEF fluid. Because diesel exhaust fluid. What?